Open Finals at OUC 2013. Welcome back to the live stream here, coming from Kingston. If you are in the Kingston region, there is a tape delay that's going to be available coming from Kojiko. Thank you to them for coming in. Thank you to the tournament organizers for arranging quite a bit of everything. And we're seeing Phoenix in black versus GT in white. The same color matchups as previously. Between the breaks, I'll have a whole bunch of updates for you on the mixed division. Hopefully some women's division updates as well. Phoenix with a low pull. Rahel picks it up, centers it. Quick grab, looking upfield. Nice break to Vlahos. He's looking for the huck. He's got a cannon on him, and he loves to huck it. Rescued back. And it's up deep to Vlahos. And no, he's going to be considered out. He stepped on the line, but great effort there from him, and GT turn to start this first point. Quite a bit of wind now here, crosswind as well.
Big work now.
At this point, we're just going to be going and fixing a few things. Point related. Oh, a little bit of crowded situation. Looking for the break. Flick gets it. Another one. Great movement upfield. Looking for the huck, but not there. Straight up mark. Pops up on this line. Lots of space deep again. And there should be a huck now. And there is. And the cleanup crew comes in, takes it. Phoenix starts with a break. Press one, see you at Nationals. And it is 1-0 Phoenix. Just going to go and fix a scoreboard very quickly and be right back.
Just left.
Brand new.
You want to stand and watch?
Don't put it in for long, 'cause you know what? Yeah.
Another big pull from Phoenix. This one comes down close to the sideline. Defensive pressure is on immediately. It's a good pull. Carl with a disc down the line. Looking deep. Oh, that's a nice put. Not
Underneath, over top. Let's go.
He's injured as well. These teams push each other so hard and themselves so quickly. Sometimes they take risks, and it hurts. We're keeping the camera on because we want to ensure that we record any sort of emergency response as well. It's been rather good this weekend, and we want to record any of the actions and events that are happening. And he's up. I think it was just a little bit of a dislocation or a Charlie horse, and he's got ice on. There's going to be a sub. It's a good put from Carl. Fortunate part is that it just drifts. The wind just causes things to drift a little bit.
Don't like the cold feet.
What are you drinking? Is that a Pellegrino?
Pass.
There's no substitution from the Phoenix side.
Well, we don't have any pads. Unless it's someone else's.
Look for a quick huck possibility here.
That's awesome.
Was it cold?
No.
Ryan, no hook.
An option was there. Goes up line. Now looking for it. Oh, once again, fooled me. Goes over the top, lots of time. Matt looking to move it back to the middle. And a big huck comes out, and it's Matt all by himself. If he can chase it down. Toes it in. Big spike. Where's it coming down? Just misses some. Great grab by Matt.
Oh, that's the worst.
And Phoenix
And it just poured all
break
over.
again to start the game. Up 2-0.
And he's got the finesse.
So plenty of stuff going on. Glide finished 4th, qualify for CUC. It'll be a slightly different team as Denis and his fidanzata will not be at the tournament. There is a 2-3 game that is going on, I believe right now, and it's the field over. And that's Alliance versus Surge. Is that correct? Alliance versus Surge, and I don't think either team is going to nationals.
Really, we came out real.
So that's the 2 spots right away, which means down to the 6th seed we will have to go in order
The thing that we did with
to get the last bid to CUC. Actually, even past that.
and Emma.
So the 7th seed will get to nationals if Alliance isn't going out of the mixed division. Santos. It's actually Jack McDonald, but as you mostly know him. Oh, and then cut off. Santos was going deep. He has a chance on this. And he scores it after turning away. This is not pretty cutting from GT. But Jack was so open on an error from Phoenix that he continued with it. And the score now, 2-1 Phoenix leads, but GT on the board here at the Open Finals. There's an important game also going on between Maverick and Too Bad. I need to get the score on that, and I will. It's practically, for all intents and purposes, a game to go to nationals.
Yeah, that hurts. That doesn't feel good.
So we'll have to check up on that.
I was doing it all day
It
today.
might be a game that's going on back there. It might have already completed as well.
So well.
I'll check online, and then we'll go from there.
Oh man, that was beautiful. That was awesome. I like the air spike too.
Aileen Portwine checking up for me. Her husband is doing the commentary on the Kojiko stream. I only have the one mic right now, but I can hook up a second one. Okay, so during one of these breaks, I'll get a second mic and I'll get Ryan Briggs. We'll be down at field level almost. No, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything yet. It's a touchy setup, sorry. Phoenix looking for Huck, but good upfield mark there. And they have an open shot now. Foot gets in the way. It's going to be a lowered throw. Phoenix moving it well. Flips it up a little bit.
Yeah, Bryce.
Good grab from Bryce and then moves it upfield. Huck goes out. There's a little bit of contact, and there's no call. GT, time to get their break, one of their breaks back. Oh, a little bit of, little swirly. And Huck goes up, it's floaty. It's easily taken. There's a 4-on-2 battle. Looking for it, not thrown. Leo, it's back on Leo's mark. Away force. Huck goes up. Is it gonna stay in? No, it's not. At the back of the end zone, GT get another shot. On the field over, plenty of energy from Surge. Tough decisions for those teams. Surge can't afford to go. Alliance, will they go? Vertical stack has switched to the vert from the horizontal.
I don't say old, I say
Pick called. And that's part of the danger with the vert, is just how swirly and messy it can be in there. And GT is still having trouble moving it. Foul called. He's looking for a deep throw here. Intercepted. In the end, easy point. Leo a little bit frustrated with himself. We're going to switch this main commentary here to Ryan Briggs. He's going to give you a whole bunch of updates and talk about the game as it goes on.
That's it, Carl. Good hustle.
Thanks, buddy.
So sexy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying our continuing coverage of the Ontario Ultimate Championships, brought to you by the Ontario Disc Sports Association, Kingston Tourism, the Kingston Ultimate League, VC Ultimate, and of course, live streaming by I Am Ultimate. I'm Ryan Briggs, the Executive Director of the ODSA, and we are watching the Open Final currently. Phoenix is leading Grand Trunk at this point, 2-1. It's a hotly contested matchup. Phoenix pulls. Going down on defense are Higgins, Jamie Craig.
Stay behind the disc.
Jamie Craig on the mark. Grand Trunk with the big huck. Turnover. Phoenix possession. Picking up the disc is Colin Frogger Froats. Andy Corey striking deep. Rob Schmidt with the disc. Back to Frogger. Swings over to Scott Higgins. Scott Higgins back to Frogger. Frogger to Ben Muscle. Team Canada Juniors alumni. Andy Corey with the disc. Looking upfield. Dumps back. Ben Muscle chasing it down. Makes the layout grab. Oh, it's called down. Down is the call. Ben unfortunately didn't quite make the catch. Grand Trunk with the opportunity on the halfway line for the most part in a vertical stack.
Good, hold it. Muscle tight, muscle tight. Muscle back, muscle up.
Oh, Rahil Suleiman makes the catch, throws to Alex Vlahos, and Rob Schmidt with the layout D. Phoenix possession. Glenn Ford doing an excellent job as the observer, marking the count. Jamie Craig takes the disc to the cone with Rahil Suleiman on the mark. Disc is in to Andy Corey. Andy Corey to Rob Schmidt. Rob Schmidt sees Matt Cole striking deep. No, sorry, that's Nick Boucher. Nick Boucher makes the grab. Nick Boucher calls the timeout. Nick Boucher, a Team Canada Juniors alumni as well with Ben Muscle. Phoenix feeling a big opportunity to go up another break here, calling the timeout. While there's a break in the action, why don't we get some updates on some of the other games that happened in the last round. If you follow at ONDISC on disc on Twitter, you'll be able to see some of the updates.
Okay, I have family that's there, and I'm ready to. I won't get blitzed, but if you guys just want.
Some really close matchups in the 2-3 game between Glide and Alliance. Alliance wins on Universe 12-11.
Just because you have
Game to get into nationals between BFC and Zen Asylum. Surprise package this year was won by BFC on Universe 10-9. Other results was No BS over Legendary 13-8.
You guys should try
And Bled beat Whiplash 12-10. Other games happening in the open division right now are, well, we'll get to that after this next break. Nick Boucher about to start with the disc on the goal line in a standard isolation set. Nick Boucher throws the turnover. Grand Trunk with an opportunity to bring it back to even. Taking their time. Jack with the disc. Nice throw. Alex Vlahos coming under. Alex Vlahos with the disc. Sees the open man. Waits. Excellent grab. Pick called in the stack. Not effective play. Disc stays where it is. Alex Vlahos looking to make the play, and Andy Corey over the top with the big D. Foul on the play, called, going to the observer. Now the question here is, did Andy make contact with the disc before interfering with Alex? Ruling is to send it back. There was no visible ability to make a call by the observer. Oh, excellent break force. Rahil with the rolling grab, looking to punch it in. Goes for the Berkeley cut. Big disc to the back of the end zone. D'd by number 27, Scott Higgins of Phoenix. Phoenix going back to their horizontal stack. Colin Frogger-Froats to the line with the disc. Scott Higgins to Jamie Craig. Jamie Craig looking upfield. Jamie Craig with the pop to Ben Muscle. Ben Muscle swings to Frogger-Froats. Jamie Craig, the disc again. Jamie Craig with the break to Scott Higgins. Scott Higgins sees the strike deep, chooses the under, easy under. Jamie with the bomb. Looks like it's going to sail out of bounds. Rob Schmidt making the attempt on the play. Grand Trunk's disc. Surprising amount of turnovers in this point for an open division final. The wind picked up slightly before the game. I'd estimate it's blowing at between 15 and 20 kilometers an hour. Grand Trunk looking to get it off the line. Big swing. Alex Vlahos goes up big. Andy Corey trying to make the D. Rahill with the disc. Jack with the disc. Tough mark from Nick Boucher. Broken. Big Hawk blades out in the wind. Phoenix's disc again.
Keep the disc moving.
So some updates on the Open Division. Currently in the 3-4 game to secure a spot to Nationals. Maverick versus Firebird. Ottawa's Firebird, Phoenix's B team, who we're watching here. The other open game currently happening is Too Bad versus Goose. Winner of that game goes to the game to go.
Hey, Craig, under, Craig.
Firebird, right? If they lose, they still have a chance against Too Bad. Jamie Craig with the score. And the spike. Phoenix are fired up.
I don't care if you still.
Grand Trunk really needs to punch in this offensive point coming up. So yes, as I said, the other spots in the Open Division for Nationals, these two teams have both already secured progression. The loser will play the winner of the 3-4 game. Oh, pardon me. The 3-4 game winner will be into Nationals. The loser of the 3-4 game will be in the 4-5 game, and the winner of the 5-6 game between Goose and Too Bad will be in that game. Action going on the far field, as you can see right now, is between Surge, the hometown team, and Alliance, a mix of Yar and Bulldogs, playing for second seed out of Ontario in the mixed division. Pardon me, second seed in the tournament, second result in the tournament. Alliance has secured second seed, as Surge will not be attending Nationals, despite placing very well this weekend. Look for big things from Surge out of Kingston in the next couple of years.
Let's go, KOA!
I wasn't trying to. No one crosses this line.
Tushar is just saying he thinks it's going to be a Firebird Too Bad game to go. Who knows what'll happen. Firebird didn't have a very good showing against Maverick this morning, but they've thrown some upsets out already, so should they win against Maverick, they'll move on. If not, it'll be a Too Bad Firebird game to go. Grand Trunk scores on oh, there could be a travel call on the throw from Keelan Way. Observer had an excellent perspective.
Let's go, boys!
No travel, Grand Trunk scores.
Yeah, there we go. D-lines, go Aiden. Jack. Carl, Ryan.
Ryan.
Let's go, Trump.
I just wanted you to tell me who some more of the GT players are.
I just turned, that's all I did.
Yeah, you're allowed. I mean, you're allowed to.
One foot, I caught it, I turned, and I went.
Because like, I might not.
GT sends out their D-line.
Hey, let's get it back on D, guys.
GT sends out their D-line featuring Leo, Aiden, Jack McDonald.
I'm drinking water also.
Carl Loiseau is on in the 4 position in the middle of the line. Interesting story is Carl has been a Phoenix player for a number of years, but Carl has switched his alliance to the Toronto program this year. He's made the GOAT roster for the full season, and accordingly he's decided to play the Canadian season with GT as well. But with his level of athleticism on the field on display here today, being familiar with someone's play isn't going to cut it. It's just going to be who outworks each other. Aiden with the pull. Great pull. Great float, giving GT time to get down there. Scott Westwell to Bryce. Scott Westwell gets the disc back. Scott Westwell to Ken Alexander on the under. Aiden with the hard mark. Aiden with the very hard mark. Scott Westwell with the break back. There gets the disc from Ken Lang. Bryce under. Bryce sees Ken striking. Bryce lets it out on a big flick huck. Ken off the fingertips, unfortunately. GT with a chance at a break.
Come on, D, let's go. Step up, step up.
Aiden picks up the disc. Looks like Leo is also coming back to handle.
It's in motion.
Leo with a great bail cut. Bryce almost with the beat. Pick called. Stoppage of play. Special mention of our observers, Glenn and Richard, who have played all weekend and volunteered to put on the orange jersey now that they've finished their games. Aiden with the disc. Aiden lets out the bomb to 2 Grand Trunk players. Matt Cole with the D. Grand Trunk recovers. Scores on the break. May have been a travel there as the Grand Trunk player stepped out of bounds and did not tap it back in. However, there was no call, and observers do not make active travel calls. So Grand Trunk has tied it up with 2 breaks to make it 3s. No?
Let's go.
Carlin Green going to do a quick score check for us just to make sure we've got the right numbers here. I wasn't here from the beginning of the games.
4-3.
4-3 for Phoenix.
Phoenix, I think. They broke a couple times earlier.
Jack?
You did.
Start on he traveled on that, by the way.
Hey, I didn't throw anything. What? I didn't throw anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Stepped out of bounds.
Guys, sideline, let's play some.
I was running down.
That's what I said.
Like you almost walked down.
All right, Phoenix up 4-3 on offense. Keelan Way, John Haig, Leon Forresno, Bryce McCarl, Scott Westwell, Craig Froats, Colin's brother, and Matt Berg on the field for Phoenix. Bryce to Keelan. Foul on the call. Carl Loiseau with the hard mark on Keelan Way. Disc is back in. Keelan Way to John Haig. John Haig, a Phoenix veteran. John Haig back to Bryce. Bryce to Keelan on the long swing. Oh, turnover. Aiden with the disc. Aiden looking for a bail. Swings it. Ryan Wilson looked off on the under. Aiden gets the disc again. Ryan Wilson looking for the long bomb. Stoppage. Pick is called as traffic tries to go through the vertical stack. Disc coming in on 6. Craig Froats on Aiden. Aiden looking for the break. Aiden throws up line. Deed by number 3, Scott Westwell. Bryce McCarl walking into the bail spot. Scott taking the disc after getting the D. They're going to want to get it offline here. Bryce with the disc. Scotty clearing out. Great swing over to Matt Berg. Matt Berg back to Bryce. Matt getting back in the lane. Keelan Way, not in. Leon Forrest-No with the goal.
Are you reporting on scores that are happening?
Yeah, that's smart. You're smart. You're so good at this. Do you guys have a freezer? Andy, do you have a disc anywhere?
Wind is certainly picking up at the moment. It's, I would say, now gusting to 30 degrees, 30 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, that's why I cut them short. Back.
Yes? So yeah, you're playing at Nats. So you're going to be at Nats, right? So we get to hang out together at Nats? Miss.
It's gotta be better.
Hey, you never know. You're gonna qualify first.
30 degrees on this Sunday afternoon. Phoenix with the pull. 35 degrees with the Humidex. Stoppage. Injury called by Rahel Suleiman. Grant Trunk with a substitution. Scotty Westwell coming in. So I'm sorry, maybe the injury was on Phoenix. I was just responding to a message from another team. Disc is in. Grant Trunk, we're going to get it off the line. Great break through the stack. Another one into the middle. Jack with the disc. Jack lets out the bomb to Alex Vlahos, and he nonchalantly walks it in. Quick pancake. Grant Trunk scores. Good spirit there with the handshake to Scott Higgins. Directly following this game will be the women's final. Predictions have it that Stella will be playing PPF. Phoenix back out on offense. Grant Trunk back out on defense. Grant Trunk has Ryan Wilson, Aiden,
Emma. We have Chandler today.
another Leo, and a few players I'm unfamiliar with, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Phoenix lining up on O have Keelan Way, Matt Cole, Bryce McCarroll, Scott Westwell, Leon Forrest-No, Craig Froats, And rounding it out is Matt Berg. Phoenix was offside on the play there, so it looks like a repull. Second offside from the offense is a turnover. Aiden with the big pull. Bryce with the disc. Pick called coming out of the vertical stack. Teams would be well served by spacing out the players a little more to avoid these picks. All right, Phoenix bringing the disc back into play. Bryce with the disc. Matt Cole on the under. Matt Cole taking a look, not getting much out of the stack. Looking to get it to Bryce up the line. Bryce with the reaching grab, sees Matt Berg streaking, doesn't hit it. Looking for the bail to Matt Cole. Matt Cole looking to the break side to Craig Froats. Craig to Scott Westwell. Oh, Matt Cole with the disc. Upline throw to Matt Berg. Matt looks a bit in trouble, looking for the bail. Bryce with the long reach. The big swing over to Scott Westwell to the break side. Play slows down. Westwell back to Bryce. Craig Froats makes a quick cut in front of the stack. Unfortunately, there's another pick out of the vertical stack, and we have a stoppage.
Who is?
Scott Westwell collects the bail. Keelan back to Bryce, back to Westwell. Looking deep to Matt Berg, who runs it right down. Phoenix scores again. Tushar estimates the score at being 598-2. I'm not sure that's accurate. Current score is 6-4 for Phoenix.
Because he played that, he only played 1 point, but we were like, yeah, he did. He was really good. He actually stopped.
6-4 them.
GT sends out their O-line, including Rahil, Alex Vlahos, Leo. Sure. The O-line for GT has got Alex Vlahos in the orange hat, Rahil Suleiman to his right. Tushar's informed me that he's pointed the camera towards the Cogeco truck. We have a production unit from Cogeco Cable Kingston, filming from both the end zone and 2 cameras on top of the truck. Pole's going up now for Phoenix. It's a high one with a lot of spin by Andy Corey. Leo approaches the disc. Rahil Suleiman in the backfield with him. Running a split stack. Rahil back to Leo. Leo looking upfield, looking now for the big swing. He can't D a blade. Back to Rahil. Phoenix melts to man. Rahil looking for the dump in the backfield, gets it. Rahil with the bomb. Phoenix on offense. Turnover. Big grab from Scott Higgins. Scott Higgins, Colin Froats with the disc. Tough mark right now. Rob Schmidt with the incredible layout grab. Rob looking up line. Nope. Rob throws into the hand block. Tries to get a little too fancy with the high release. Call on the field. Rahil calls the injury. Let's hope he's all right. GT with the disc. Disc in the middle. Big cut across the front. Oh, looks like there was a little bit of a piece of the D there. Nick Boucher gets the D on Alex Vlahos on the blading flick. Matt Bauer with the disc. Matt Bauer to Ben Muscle to Rob Schmidt. Ken Lang striking up the line. Rob tries to hit him, just puts it a little bit too far. Grand Trunk on offense again.
We have 3 horrible pet owners we have now.
Grand Trunk with the disc. Leo. Oh, little slip there. Still no mark. Throws. D by Nick Boucher on the unmarked throw. Andy Corey picking up the disc. Looks like Phoenix are in a horizontal. Nick Boucher gets the disc on the cut. Pick is called. Did not affect the play. Defenders catch up. Players resume their position at the time of the call. Nick Boucher to Rob Schmidt. Rob Schmidt's had a couple of turnovers. We'll see if he gets a bit more conservative. Wow, Rob with a great break to Matt Bauer. Matt Bauer swings it over to Ben Muscle. Ben back to Bauer. Bauer fakes off Ken. Matt throws the break. Higgins. Higgins with the long gain to Rob Schmidt. Rob with the IO. OI to Ben Muscle for the score. Phoenix now has 7 points. So that brings it to half 7 for Phoenix.
Guys, they're running hard. We're backing off. We're letting them take control. Show them that you're the play. Show them the direction. Show them the strength.
Water bit.
Oh, it does smell nice.
Is that Kirk? Is Kirk going or not going? Not going. Yeah, he's not.
And I'm back here onto the live stream. Hope everyone's enjoying the show so far. Ryan's going off to do some, and he's got responsibilities where he's got to wander around and make sure scores are correct. People are having a good time. If there's any complaints, he's got to take charge to some degree, but I don't expect there to be any because the TDs have done a great job here today. 7-4 going to half. Decent score at this time for this game. And GT definitely has it in them to come back and win. Phoenix, though, looking steady, looking good. Right.
Bam, are you done with that ice?
Yeah, good comment from Tim A. Yes, today is pretty interesting. Yesterday was interesting to some degree as well, but today is where things have shaken down. On the far field, we have Alliance playing Surge. Surge will not be heading to Nationals, so the 6th seed from will get to go to Nationals, which means the 5-6 that's being played, I believe, between BFC and... Who's BFC playing? Not Zen. But they will both be heading to Nationals. Alliance is planning on going, which is huge. For teams that have worked quite hard, they have come out and played very well when it mattered. And that was every single game this weekend. And they'll be heading to Nationals as well. They will finish either second or third and take that second bid out of the region. Union will be at Motown Throwdown in 2 weeks, where they won, and that's an important one. And Union champions, Ontario champions, looking to head to CUC to be Canadian champions and also take the top bid to Italy next year. There will be fierce competition though, and getting into the top 4 will be one of the hardest parts of this year. And the 3-4 game will mean something. It has meant something to some degree, but it will give a bid to Italy. And Canada is poised to send 3 very strong teams. There. In any case, Phoenix receiving the second half.
It was a good journey, guys. We'll see you in a bit.
Aiden pulling.
Oh yeah, see when you return your car.
And this pull is staying inbounds.
He works at Enterprise and we don't have
Vertical stack, a little bit static, but I think that's a play. And a turn. Briggs starting out half is going to get GT fired up, but I think Phoenix has maturity. Continue to hang on. And sends a big pass into the end zone, and GT break to start half. Unfortunate series of events for Phoenix there. 7-5, now the score. Lots of action going on. Some teams that were on the verge of heading to CUC have dropped out. The Open Division continues to be important. Maverick was up on Too Bad last we heard. And we'll find out more from Ryan when he gets back. Women's Division, PPF appears to have qualified for nationals. Lotus is in a bit of a tricky situation, and we'll have more on that. Stella B also appears to be pretty strong. And Stella A, of course, very strong. We're expecting Stella A to come to the finals. And we'll have a look at how those bids also work out. Almost last of the Union players starting to clear out here after their championship. Just goes to the corner, but it was a bit fast, and the movement from Phoenix has started already. Matt taken off deep, but being brought back in because GT's playing a straight up force here. Easy to move it though. And here's a deep throw. That's a good box. And while there was a battle, very well taken in the air. Right at the apex. Interesting note, GT wearing B Ultimate gear. B Ultimate. Congrats. Let's see an action. Andy Milani actually just heading out now. One of the union members who is now an Ontario champion. But B Ultimate out of the Vancouver area, Rumi Tejbar's company, I believe. Don't mind saying, look pretty nice. They're simple. And I like simple jerseys, they stand out. Of course, who am I to speak about simple? I like wearing flashy, gaudy stuff, like bright pink. Aileen Portwine keeping me company while her husband is doing the live stream. She's laughing at some of the comments I'm making. I think one big thing you have to understand is Open Ultimate doesn't seem like fun sometimes, and you have to make sure that you can make it fun. And I think in general, many Ultimate players take the game and themselves maybe a little bit too seriously. Offside called, and this one's on Phoenix. So I think the last one was on GT. This one's on Phoenix, and both teams now have a warning. I believe the score should be 8-5 now. So we're just gonna update that. Pole goes up. Both teams under offside warning. Give to Rahel in the middle. It's a zone. It's probably gonna melt after 2 or 3. They're hoping for some. Gotta move the disc. There's the melt. Not. There's the melt. We're floating a little bit. And you get a good shot at it, but unfortunately not the best at throws, leading throws. The wind there, especially with the little IO, picked the disc up and hung it out. Hit call, foul call.
Hey, GT, just watch the sideline a little bit.
Home force. Deep shot available, taken. Wow, gets the D, catches up to and gets it. And he's injured again. He had that groin pull earlier in this game, and it continues to affect him. It's interesting how he tends to play the D-line and then takes the injury. I think he's probably going to be out for a little bit longer.
Matt, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, no, we had a wedding last night, so we drove.
Andrew Leo comes in for Isle.
That's about it. Going to get some shade. I shouldn't put sunscreen on, so I'm just okay, have a look. No, I'm good for now.
Upline, options, not coming.
No, I had surgery in the fall, so I'm still playing. I'm going to play borders, and we'll see. I'll probably do that.
Mm-hmm. Check the other one.
Looking forward to get moving again.
Dropped by Vlahos, and there's a deep option open easily, but now there's coverage. It's out of bounds. Foul was called, but he's taking it back because there would have been no chance anyways on the disc. Good no call. Or take it back. I think is that John Haig? My eyesight is bad. I do apologize. Disc back in. GT gets it again. Big, deep, but little bit short. Well played defensively. Horizontal. Looking deep. And this one's got space. While it's hanging, should be okay. And Phoenix. Break.
Let's
9-5 Phoenix lead.
He's got juice. Looking on my back.
Timeout taken here. There appears to be a close game on the field over. 6-6 called as a score. Unfortunately, that game doesn't really matter. I wish it did. Great job by Alliance and Surge. Sneaking in under the radar. Surge came in seeded 8th. Alliance came in seeded 11th. Alliance has jumped up to either 2nd or 3rd here, as has Surge. Shows a lot of issues with a few other teams. Glide finished 4th, down 1 seed location. Bled has finished down substantially as well. They had their first practice yesterday during their first game. Smoke, I believe, has dropped down a little bit as well. Whiplash as well. BFC appears to have held seed. And I'm unsure as to who BFC faces off now against. Actually, I believe they face off against Knobs, which would be an interesting situation, but then both Knobs and BFC will be heading to CUC. Knobs came in seated 2nd. So that's a little bit of a mixed division update. Timeout here, taken by GT.
step, when you hit the brakes, because they think it's fast because he's not going to be able to turn that corner as fast as he does. Because like, when you first get it,
Women's division about perhaps yesterday? No, today's the 14th. Lily has beaten Tara on Universe. Yeah, that's a big upset. Tara, a very strong team, and Lily as well as a development team, but I believe Tara had beaten Lotus earlier, so the women's division in disarray. Man offense coming here from Phoenix. Jack looking for the long huck. Now with Carl. Now there should be a huck, but he's taking it back. He's taking it easy. And he knows that he can move it more easily again. Hustle up. Huck sent up. And all missed by everyone. I believe the score here is 9-5. I'll have to double check though. It appears to be, oh, that's a good huck. Except it stays out of bounds, lands out just over there. It'll be coming back in far down the field here. Pointed out to just in front of the scoreboard. He had lots of time for that throw. Santos going to be getting in the middle. He's looking for that huck. That's his. It's a little bit short, but picked up. Oh, and just punched in, and the score now 9-6. Jack McDonald was looking for the huck. He got a Blady one off. He's not going to be happy with that one, though. You're not happy with that one, are you, Jack? Jack, are you happy with that throw?
I'm not happy with how long I held it and how the disc turned over, but otherwise, yeah.
Jack is not happy with any part of the throw that he made there. He was not happy with how long
he... good parts and not happy with the back.
Yeah.
That's the fucking great house.
He's not happy with...
I'm happy for the good parts of the game. I hate the back part.
He's not happy with the how long he held it as well, and I agree with that. Is the timing was off. Big Fish finishes 14th and holds seed. About the only team other than Union to hold seed here at CUC 2013 in the mixed division. An impressive on task on its own.
Help him out here, GT. Yeah.
Big pull.
Attaboy, Aiden.
That goes up, nice floater. Oh, it's got lots of time, and it was a wonderful cut and a great finish to it as well, just well tracked. Phoenix 10, GT 6. Now the question ends up being, do they roll lines now? Do they still put the pressure on? How hard do they want that second seed out of Ontario versus the third seed? And really, will there be a challenge for the 2-3 game? Everything I've seen this weekend points to no. Phoenix is in a class of their own. GT, close to Phoenix, but just don't have the maturity to close the gap. Then there's a bit of a gap and the other teams fill in. Maverick, this is a rebuilding year. Otherwise, we would have expected them to come in with the second seed and done well. But they sent a split squad here as Maverick and Goose rather than a strong A team and a weaker B team. We can see that in the results. Goose beating teams that Maverick had lost to or were close to losing to, so. Gigantic pull. Fortunately, it does not float. Will allow a little bit of movement. GT also with some injuries on the sideline. And with the zone, good hammer to move it out. Vlahos comes in from stretching it deep. And the throw, a little zippy and a little off to the side. Looking for the huck, but Carzo is on that. Mark is way far off. No big throw went up there, but fake me out. Moving back to the middle. Had an extra cut. Here goes the big OI. Could be under contention here. Just a little bit misread by the defense. But a travel has been called. In these cases, it's reasonable to go to the observer, especially if there's a strong belief that there wasn't a travel. They're going to go to the observer. No travel, and that's a point. Phoenix 11, GT 6. When you get, I agree with going to the observer. When travel gets called in, we have way too many bogus travel calls that ruin perfectly good points and excellent execution. And we have to start getting into and training that better. If it's close, it's probably not a travel. I'm going to see if I can bother the Kojiko stream again.
Andrew, hey.
Yeah.
I've successfully bothered the Kojiko stream. This is a pretty good game. I must give it to both of these teams. They've been relatively few foul calls compared to the previous game. That might be because Phoenix has led and has not felt threatened or the need to turn on whatever they turn on. But they've come into the game going hard. Sorry, I just popped my head. And it floats in, and that is a wonderful pull. And zone coming in, especially with the wind. They need to move it. Just crash the cup continually. Goes out to the middle, and it's a melt. There with the disc, he sends it up over the top. Fantastic throw and a fantastic catch. Well played. That was a pretty threatening D and zone. It was working well. Aside from one side mid coverage that kind of leaked through, Phoenix, you're welcome to look at it afterwards and figure out what happened. But as I was saying, Phoenix has come out hard in this game, and it's nice to see them play like this. I hesitate to say this, but there's observers here, but I don't think that would change much in some of their mentality, or it may. GT has still come out hard, but not nearly as much energy that Phoenix came out with.
He's gonna slap it. You're like, oh, better, but he's broken. I like it. Give you a good slap in the face. All right, we're good to go. I'm sure they're going better. Or it's like this. What is it? Placebo. Isn't that the whole point of? Doesn't nullify the whole effect of the placebo? No. You don't know it's a placebo. You just told me. How can you trust me? Hey, everyone, okay, I got Aiden. I got Ryan.
So let's get a quick little update on women's shortly as well. Hole from GT, hanging. It's going out of bounds. It's being brought to the middle. They're going to set up, and they're going to go. This game should be finishing soon, shouldn't it? Actually, there still might be about 10-20 minutes left in there. Jack gets a D. GT had a chance to break there, but
Get back, boys. Aaron, keep going, Aaron. Put him out. Put him out, go.
yeah, sideline looked like it might have had a part there, but not really. Bryce looking at me with the middle, puts it out a little bit floaty, not an issue. That's a good dump. Good pressure on the far side. And wide open player, but GT has switched up appropriately. And now it just got through a break force. And Phoenix now 1 point from being the Ontario Open Division champions. This game will be followed immediately by the women's final. It looks like it's going to be Stella versus probably PPF. That's what Capo gives me an update. All smiles heading into the final. They've already had one win versus PPF. That was in yesterday's stream. We'll see what today's game's like. It was not a blowout by any means and was one of our better games. PPF, it appears, has won their game and will be coming over here for the finals. They have made nationals. Stella A has made nationals and will be going as Stella most likely. We'll see if Stella B makes nationals, in which case they'll have both the teams heading. That's a pretty good deal, if you ask me. A good testament towards the strength of their program. Capitals have not been playing though, so there's some issues. Hole lands near midfield zone. No pressure on the handlers. No real options. I would take that shot to Vlahos. That is. Oh. And he had it in his right hand, he shifted to his left, and then just had a bad backhand upfield. That's a little bit too cute. Oh, just a little bit. Turn there in the middle. And no, and he set a pivot. He's got to move it. Stuck deep in the end zone. Now looking out, and a foul. Vlahos was ready. And Alex is still deep, but he's resetting. He's getting deeper. Handler's still moving it, but they've got to take that some sort of a riskier deep shot play soon. Injury taken. It looks painful. the entirety of the we've got a little bit of a messy cutting situation. Upfield now we've got open Flair. It's not going to get better. It's going to try and take it and goes deep. There's been 2 errors by the same player at this point.
Like Andy, is that where you were? Up like
It's a nice deep put. Is it going to come back in? No, it's not. And wind, a factor now in the last few points. It may stop being one as soon as the may stop being an issue shortly. Leo picks it up, horizontal stack, lots of options deep. It's not a good throw. He grabs it, putting his body on the line. Far side, Laos in, and GT scraps one together. That was a tough point. It's now 12-8, Phoenix on championship point. They've been very efficient on offense. Highly probable that this will be the game after this point. Trophy waiting on the sideline to the right of the scoreboard.
let's go, boys, let's go! Go! I just want to throw up anything. It was like the second I released it, it was so sweaty. My hands. When it went off, I was like, oh. I told the guys they're field. I know, just as I came back, it was making a comeback.
We're in a small situation here where some of our equipment might be getting a little bit hot, but we'll work on it. And the shade should come through soon as well. Pole coming. Fading a little bit. Out of bounds. No, just gets close to the sideline. Good pressure. Vertical stack with a strike. Handler strike coming. It's just pitched short. Really messy cluster in the middle. In the ISO. And there's a strike out of the stack, but coming back in. Looking once again just to move it on the unders.
Hey, sorry, let's go.
There's pressure. And there it is, Phoenix, your 2013 Open champions, with a hard-fought win and well-deserved. They have looked very good this entire tournament. They win 13-8 over GT, who have played well as during this and over the period of this tournament. We look forward to seeing both of these teams at Nationals. GT now heads off into their 2-3 game, which they should win. I don't know who they're going to face necessarily.
Good, how are you doing, honey? Good.
Regardless, congrats to both of these teams.
We lost on Universal the game, but it was great.
Next up will be the women's final.
Different from last year, like last year they didn't.
We're going to just check on the timing for that. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to send them. Apologies if the stream's a bit flaky. Comes down to our connection. The next game starts in just over 20 minutes, so we'll be back a little bit before game time to add commentary. It looks like it's going to be Stella versus PPF, and a repeat of our women's match from yesterday. Both of these teams heading to Nationals. This is simply to decide seed.